Former Trump trade advisor Peter Navarro has been subpoenaed by the Justice Department as part of its investigation into the January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Navarro has been asked to appear before a grand jury this week. The 72-year-old discussed this latest subpoena in a lawsuit he's filed against the House Select Committee and Speaker Nancy Pelosi. In an 88-page court filing, Navarro claims the committee investigating January 6th is unlawful. Back in February, Navarro refused to comply with a congressional subpoena. For more, I want to bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Hi there, Scott. So how is this subpoena from the Justice Department different from the congressional subpoena that Navarro previously received? And then tell us what kind of information the Justice Department is hoping to get.
Yeah, a lot going on here, Lana. One man, two subpoenas. As you mentioned, he was subpoenaed by the House January 6 committee in February as they want to talk to him and they want his records as part of their overall investigation into what led up to the January 6th Capitol attack. Now Navarro, in his lawsuit challenging that committee, has acknowledged a D.C. grand jury has subpoenaed him. Did so last week. It doesn't specify what the grand jury is looking into, but we do know, among other things, that the U.S. House has recommended criminal prosecution by the Justice Department against Peter Navarro for defying that first subpoena. So, two different subpoenas, there may be a connection there. What does the committee want to talk to him about? Well, a whole bunch of things. Among other things, they want to know about his operation called the Green Bay Swamp. The committee says Navarro talked about that in his book and in some media appearances. It was an effort, according to the committee, to stall or slow the counting of the votes January 6th, the counting of the electoral votes, but also to overturn the 2020 election, the results of November 3rd, 2020. What's more, the committee wants to know what Navarro and Steve Bannon, the former Trump campaign manager, talked about with Green Bay Swamp, but perhaps more importantly and more strikingly, what Navarro and Donald Trump talked about involving Green Bay Swamp. Lots of questions for Peter Navarro. His response, an 80-page lawsuit questioning the authority and the composition of the House January 6 committee.
Well, Scott, let's broaden it out from Navarro. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy and several prominent Republicans have openly refused to comply with the House January 6 committee. So what happens next?
Let's go over the five names. Kevin McCarthy, the House Republican leader. Jim Jordan of Ohio, top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee. Andy Biggs, Republican from Arizona, who the committee says was part of trying to block the Arizona Electoral College count. Mo Brooks of Alabama and Scott Perry of Pennsylvania. Mo Brooks spoke at the White House Ellipse before Donald Trump January 6th. And Scott Perry, according to the committee, was part of an operation or an effort to change the leadership of the Justice Department between Election Day and January 6th. So that's the characters in this story. The subpoenas have gone out to each one from the January 6th committee, according to the committee, and none is agreeing to sit down with the committee. Each is questioning the political makeup of the committee, saying it is a strong-arm effort by the Democrats, a midterm election effort by the Democrats. But here's the bottom line, Lana. The committee begins its prime-time public hearings 1 week from Thursday. That's 9 days away. It's clear they're not going to get participation from these Republicans before the hearings begin. Due to the late request for these Republicans just a few weeks ago, it was unlikely they expected participation, but there will be questions unanswered when this committee presents its work to the American public.
Yeah. Finally, Scott, we've been discussing that virtual meeting between Democratic Senator Chris Murphy and Republican Senator John Cornyn on gun safety legislation. I also understand that the House Judiciary Committee is planning to take up the topic again on Thursday. What more can you tell us about these efforts?
Yeah, it'll be a formal hearing and formal committee vote Thursday morning on a set of gun control bills Democrats support. The U.S. House, controlled by Democrats, they can pass anything the Democrats want and can get Democratic consensus on. That'll include raising the minimum age for purchasing semi-automatic assault rifles from 18 to 21, banning high-capacity magazines, making law the ban on bump stocks. These are things the House Judiciary Committee can and will pass Thursday, but there is no path forward for those proposals in the U.S. Senate, where you need more than just Democratic votes, you need 10 Republican votes. That's why the bipartisan Senate committee met today virtually to talk about what's tenable in a 60-vote needed Senate and it's unclear what they came away with today other than a pledge to meet some more virtually later this week.
All right, Scott, thank you.